The John Lewis Partnership, I've actually been a partner for 31 years, and we do tend to say partner instead of employee because we are an employer of distinction where everyone is an owner of the partnership. And it has been that way since 1925 when it was set up with the motto of never knowingly undersold, which sounds a wee bit archaic now, but it basically means is any product you find in our shops you won't be able to buy at a lower price anywhere else, and that's a guarantee. My name's Danny Griffiths. I'm the Central Planning Manager of the John Lewis Partnership. My core responsibilities is to ensure that we have a correct forecast, a number of vehicles out on the system, and that they're all scheduled efficiently to provide all the services and deliveries that our customers expect at the service level our customers expect. We have 38 department stores across the UK. The nearest thing I could imagine in America would be something like a Macy's, where we actually sell 350,000 product lines, which is a huge assortment. We also have 277 Waitrose stores, which are predominantly food supermarkets. In that, we actually employ up nearly 80,000 partners currently across the network. John Lewis has generally tried to be one step ahead of the game in customer delivery. We've always had an in-house fleet because we believe it's important that the last point of contact a customer gets with our goods is the actual delivery driver. So we always tended to use partners for delivering. And going back into the dark ages of using paperwork, it used to be a case of we'd give the drivers the paperwork, they would then sort out the routes. The issue around that is the customer has no visibility of when that delivery is going to arrive. We can't add any extra services, it's just a pure drop it at the front door, give it to the customer. In the early 90s, we actually tried to automate things as best we could with Roadshow, which was leading edge for its time, automating routes, but we still could only give customers estimated time of arrival after the delivery was routed. In the early 2000s, we went with Fleetwise 1.1. This enabled us to actually, in London, offer 2-hour time slots for all of our customers and day of choice. This got us a lot of press because it was way ahead of its time. Being the partnership and being in this trade, you can't rest on your laurels though and say we've got it now, we don't need to change. And we realised at the end of the sort of 2000 period, we were actually getting to a point where we were beginning to slip back again. The one thing we did want to do though was to offer services to our customers attached to their goods, so we created a one-stop shop plan. We did that by implementing reservations within our system and also a front end that we created to plug into that called DBS, which stands for Dynamic Booking and Scheduling. That actually meant we could sell the customer at point of sale their delivery, their service and any other attachment we wanted to do around that at a time they wanted, on the day they wanted, which was perfect for the customers whether they were shopping in store or on the web. Partners generally have embraced it very, very enthusiastically. Previously to having this solution in place, booking a delivery was a case of actually booking the day and the slot on, as I said, the previous Fleetwise, but you then had to manually attach services by contacting service buildings, arranging the time manually into the route, and it was slightly inefficient to the point where you could not judge quite how much of a route you would need on a particular day, which meant there was always slack built into our schedule. With this operation, we can actually do a one-click, connect the service to the delivery, multiple services to the delivery. The system will then actually take all of that information and either make one delivery or split it into deliveries across specialists across the service. One of the big successes we had was being able to manipulate the routes and change the parameter settings during the Olympics, and we managed to offer a full proposition during the whole 2-week Olympic period in central London. When we look back, we can actually see that we weren't getting the attachment rate we could with our products because, one, we couldn't offer all of the complex services we wanted to because planning them into the schedule would have been too awkward. And the other thing was it was such an awkward process to actually book the service, we don't think we maximised our attachment on that side either. With the one-stop shop solution where you can click to add a service, we've actually seen a 500% increase in service take-up across the network. Benefits from the actual services and also the routing are the fact that we get routes planned with the service time allocated at point of booking, so we've removed a lot of the slack within the routes that we used to have to put into plan. Also, we've reduced the planned miles per drop by 1 mile per single item, which means if you look at 1.5 million deliveries over the year, that's a 1.5 million mile saving, where when you're concentrating on something as big as carbon footprint, that is a huge impact. It can really be summarised in 2 key areas. It's provided us with the ability to sell services with all of our products and to sell them accurately and book them onto routes, but it's also provided the customers a one-stop shop where they can actually buy their products, buy their services all in one place with the ease of just one click of a button, whether it be in store or on the web. And all of this has been made possible through use of Descartes Reservations.